Headline number 3, the Cardinals release wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins after 3 seasons. The team takes a dead cap hit of $22.6 million. Where do you think he's going to end up, and would you like him on your squad, Craig?
Yeah, sure. If he can still play and it fits in the cap, I just don't know why Kansas City hasn't happened already. You know, the Kansas City Chiefs don't have a great wide receiving core right now. They've got Kadarius Toney, who's had hamstring problems his entire career. When he's healthy, we acknowledge he's a real good wide receiver. You know, but they lost all the guys they had, and it seems like it's just going to be, we got the best quarterback in the league. You know, we'll follow that New England model. Just bring dudes in here, and that guy will make him great.
Well, I mean, it's no rush either.
Right.
What's the rush?
Right.
You know, I think they're going through their due diligence on him. Seeing everything about what he has, but there's really no rush at this point in time for them to pull the trigger.
Plus, June 1st is a big day for a lot of people financially also. So once you get past June 1st, even then you still have about, 6 weeks before training camp starts. You assume a guy like that's probably in great shape. He's ready to rock and roll. He's probably a self-motivated guy. And he's also looking out the crossroads of a career. You know, he was a bad man for a very long time. It started off great. And obviously with the PED nonsense and then just the way the Cardinals organization's gone downhill, I'm sure right now DeAndre Hopkins is also looking for a little career resurgence, right? So that his name is once again mentioned amongst the elite wide receivers in the league.
Well, yeah, I mean, that and just him getting back on the field. I mean, getting back on the field, getting going, getting his hands on a few balls, I think it just makes sense for him.
I think he looks great in Kansas City. I think he looks great in Dallas. I think he looks great with the New York Jets. I think he looks great in LA with the Chargers.
Yes.
I think there are certain teams who have pass-first offenses with legitimate quarterbacks where having him as another wide receiver where he doesn't have to be your wide receiver one make a lot of sense. And if I was him, I would think he's going to have a choice of teams. But as of right now, we haven't heard anything other than Kansas City and Buffalo. Now, you know Stephon Diggs. If you acquired a guy like Hopkins, does that make Diggs happy that he's got another weapon where maybe he gets man-to-man coverage? Or a guy like Diggs is like, why are you bringing a guy like that in here? We're good, I'm here.
Yeah, it could. But then again, it could free him up too.
Right.
Because you got to worry about a Hopkins. But at the same time, I don't know. You know, those two guys, I mean, they want the ball.
Right.
And it's going to be hard to give them both the ball. And they got the tight end over there. And along with Gabriel, who's actually been having
become a very good receiver.
Exactly. So
who would you want to guard? If they said, all right, Josh, which guy you guard? Now, would you rather guard Hopkins or would you rather guard Steph? Who's an easier cover?
Both. At the same time.
I don't know why he
asked me that question for. That's my guy. I'll take them both at the same time. Yes. Cody did that once in college, but it's another story for another day.
Didn't go well.
What else you got?
Headline number 4, death, taxes, and the Raiders embarrass themselves. Jimmy Garoppolo contract includes a waiver over a foot injury. Team can cut him with no penalty whatsoever, and Garoppolo would have failed his physical if the Raiders did not get a waiver.
Yeah, so the guy missed like 2/3 of the season last year.
With a foot injury.
Everybody knew he needed surgery on the foot. The Raiders announced when they signed him that they were well aware that he was going to have surgery on the foot, but then he fails the physical. Well, I mean, of course he failed the physical. The guy can't walk.
Right.
So because of that, they do this like emergency 11th hour addendum to his contract, which he agreed to, which really makes me wonder who his representatives are. And that is that if he cannot play or isn't ready to play by opening day, they walk away from the contract and it costs them $0. Now, the flip side of that is if he is on the active roster, as I read it, for a single game this year, he gets all his money and this little addendum gets wiped out. But putting, foot surgery on the line in regards to you getting paid seems like a very foolish thing to do.
Yeah, I don't know if they thought that one through. Whoever his representatives was at the time to even come up with that type of agreement. But again, when you look at it, the guys are going to be a Raider. I mean, I don't see him not being a Raider. When you look out at the field right now of quarterbacks, who else do you see?
It ain't pretty. It's not pretty.
I don't see nobody else on that field coming in there and playing for the Los Angeles Raiders.
I mean, the only name out there that half you guys have even recognized is Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're talking about.
Right.
Like, if you were gonna walk away from Jimmy G because of the injury, Matt Ryan, if he even plays this, right? You're not talking about a young stud or even a guy that you'd want behind center.
You're not, and you don't even have the future there either.
Right.
So you look at that, even if you could say having a Matt Ryan come in and take some snaps, right, and get ready for the new young sensation.
They don't have the
That's what I'm saying.
And the other thing, Josh McDaniels is at a crossroads because everyone acknowledges he did a good job as an offensive coordinator when Tom Brady was his quarterback, but he failed in Denver. It's been a failure in Vegas/Oakland thus far. And how many more years do you give that guy to get it right?
Well, look, man, I think that you look at ownership, right? And seeing how far they're willing to go on that. They already invested big money on their defense. Obviously, and they also invested by getting Devontae Adams and that offense together. And now the running back has truly came on.
Josh Jacobs, who's the best running back in football, and they franchised him, so he's ticked off.
Yeah, I would be too.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
Look what but at the end of the day, and now they have a quarterback who has went to the playoffs and obviously Super Bowl game, right? But the thing is, you have a Super Bowl quarterback who has went to that game, and you look at the whole entire setup of that, and you have to ask yourself, do we really want to not give this guy a chance?
Hey there, thank you so much for watching The Carton Show. You can subscribe right here to get all the latest bits and segments from the show. And by the way, while you're at it, we have a lot of great shows on FS1, so check them out too.